I've been asked to introduce the guys in the band again before we take a short pause, and Huxley will be back up for her second set. On flugelhorn and trumpet, very fine trumpet player. He's the lead player in a band that I co-lead, an orchestra, the Savannah Jazz Orchestra. And presently on the bandstand, we've been playing together off and on for more than 30 years. Mr. Kirk Lee on trumpet and flugelhorn. Yeah. Trumpet and flugelhorn. Standing next to me, you know, he gets tired of me doing this, but I enjoy doing it because I was pleasantly surprised. As a matter of fact, there's a very fine trombone player. He's a little under the weather today. I invited him to play, but he was not up to playing, but he came to support anyway. He answers to the name of Andre Murchison. He's one of my mentees, and let me tell you a little about Andre. He's played with both the Count Basie and the Ellington bands. He's played with the Skylarlights, the oldest instrumental reggae band in existence. He's played with the Roy Hargrove Big Band. He's played with Monty Alexander. The list goes on and on. Very fine musician and composer. I told him, Andre, raise your hand over there so they'll see you. I'm sorry he didn't feel up to playing today because you're missing a treat. But when I told him there was a new guy in town, and I said, a great saxophone player. He said, really? I said, what's his name? And I told him. He said, no. I said, he's a great something else, okay? And he said, he was in music school with me. I said, well, I mean, I knew he was a saxophone player, but he was introduced to me as Dr. Calvin Bond. So graduating from Oberlin College with a double major, one in jazz studies and the other pre-med, Dr. Calvin Bonds, a Yale graduate and a very fine musician. He can choose either of the two professions and be comfortable. Okay? On guys stand by me on bass, equally as comfortable on this bandstand as he is with the Savannah Philharmonic. Mark Chesano. On piano, he's from a neighboring state, not a Savannian, but he's originally from Columbia, South Carolina, and I really didn't know that Columbia had musicians of this caliber. The only other person I knew was a guy by the name of Chris Potter. I know he was a great musician, but this guy now lives in Charleston. He's played with some of the biggest names in jazz. Plus, he's also a very fine bass player. Jonathan Lovett on keyboard. The youngster in the group, he's getting older. You know, I say youngster, but he's catching up with me. He's my first call when I need a drummer that can do what I want, what I need. Mr. Robert Saunders.